Once upon a time, an Italian shoemaker's wife decided to go to New York, leave the country, and head for the promised land. We're in 1947. Her husband, Felice, took the option to walk and chose the elder kid to come with him. They've been walking, and walking. They crossed the French Alps during a very harsh winter and landed in the south of Lyon. In 1948, while he found a job as a shoemaker again, he called the rest of the family. So the 6 kids, the 6 remaining kids, and his wife, Nunzia, joined. And you could say they were refugees. They were fleeing the Mussolini regime, right after the Mussolini regime, and wanted to go for a better life. So why pioneers? Pioneers want to go somewhere else, somewhere where people are not used to go, change their world, change their paradigms. Now let's push a little bit forward in time. My father met my mother, and I'm glad this happened, to tell you the truth. When he met this woman was the same spirit, a pioneer spirit. She was also struggling in life. Her mother was a farming girl. Her father was a railway worker. And her idea was, I need to have my own company. So she didn't have much money, but started a shop to sell clothes for the kids and lended money at the bank. Then she's been stimulating my dad, pushing and pushing, saying, you should have your business on your own. Why don't you do that? Go visit this foundry. He found one foundry. Then guess what? My mother sold her shop to bring the first cash to finance the takeover. They found a foundry in Saint-Jean, and that's how the adventure of Saint-Jean industry started. My father was previously in the iron industry, iron foundry. He was seeing the aluminium world as the future world, the future of the material for the next applications, starting to see what the potential was for this material in the automotive industry. As you can see on the left, you have a smoky ambience, dirty, unsafe situation. On the right, you have the aluminium foundry. This is manual as it was in the first place. Then, when my dad started the business, he was always looking for something new, trying to go for complex parts, because simple parts, everyone could do it. Then he was among the first to have a robot set in place in production. The one robot you see on the screen is actually an ASIA robot that was among the first ones we've been putting at Saint-Jean. Interesting to know is, at that time, when he made the choice to invest in this robot, the return on investment was not good. Today, that's the way we're going to choose how to do the investments. But he was convinced that this choice was the right one. So he made the acquisition, made the first tests, and what I can tell you today is that we have more than 300 robots working in our company with full automation for a size of a company of 2,200 people and about 320 million in sales. One day, a customer called Strong Light, making pedal cranks, This is the one part that you have in the gripper of the robot. Came to my dad and said, your casting that you're currently producing is not sufficient, is not good enough. It's good, but it remains a casting. My customers, they want a forging. So you're going to lose the business pretty soon. One night, my dad had a dream and said, okay, let's try to give a snap to our casting. Then when he woke up, he went to the plant, took a casting that was still hot, and slashed it with a hammer. Then he cut the part, looked at the metallurgy of the part, and saw that there was a change in the metallurgy. The next step was he found a press at the customer and made again the trial, and the results were again very good, very promising. Now, result is the Cobo press, the new technology that my dad in fact invented and patented, was born. To give you an idea today, we produce more than 12 million Cobo press parts per year. This is, I would say, the main technology within the company, and we've improved this technology. Then comes the time where I come into the picture. My dad had sold several parts, but only to the French customers. My piece of the puzzle, I had made studies in the sales and marketing for international business. And the idea was to say, okay, why not go beyond our frontiers? So we started working with Audi with this technology for the first time. We reduced by 2 the price of the component and reduced the weight in the same time. So it's a dream situation for a customer. So that was the first outside of France business. That was in 1996. Then, believe it or not, it's me on the picture with my with my dad. I like food. Okay. We did this show in 1996 at Detroit, and we were very surprised by the fact of just going across the Atlantic Ocean and showing the parts we were making, the new process, the Cobo press process. We gathered the interest of all the 3 big car makers. Among those, there was a business for the Chevrolet Corvette that you see on the right, where we took 12 parts on the chassis to engineer within 6 months and start production. It was a huge challenge because we had to do the engineering, the whole CAD design, and the production of the prototypes and start of production within 6 months. We succeeded, and that was the beginning of our adventure in the US. Remember, my grandparents wanted to go to the US. That was our first success. We succeeded in going there. Today, we even have a plant there. Now, innovation has always been in the blood of the company. We've tried, my dad first, and of course me being always close to my dad, infused in this innovative thinking. We started creating groups for innovation where any kind of people from the company, and that can be accounting, and it's pretty interesting to see accounting do innovation, participate to those groups and give ideas on what are the potential we could do to have innovative solutions. That's our motto, by the way, innovative solutions for our customer. And I want to give you 3 examples of innovation that we did and we are currently doing. The first is the EO Lab. Some of you know it as the Renault 1 liter per 100 kilometer. We're quite proud because you see the red dotted parts in the vehicle were parts that we engineered and we produced for Renault. So we have our part into the 20% weight saving we achieved into the car, and we have our part to the fact that this car was able to consume only 1 liter per 100 kilometer. Now a second innovation. This was a wheel technology that started in Norway. Though the concept was there, but the way it was fabricated was not, it was not possible to bring it into mass production. We found solutions, and we do a two-piece wheel. The advantage is we gain 25% of the weight. Just to give you an idea, a wheel weighs, the one that we're currently working on for Audi is weighing 13.5 kilogram. We've been able to reduce it to 10 kilogram. And for those of you that have normal cars, we have 4 wheels per car, so that's 14 kilogram saving per vehicle. And it's also very important on rotating mass and unsprung mass, which means that the CO emission gain we have is also very interesting. So we have 2 savings. One is the material consumption, and 2 is the CO emission on the vehicle. Last example, and I think this might be of interest more for the men's side than the women, except for the women that are interested in their cars. I don't know, if you had the same problem I had, even on a very expensive car, you find rusty discs behind your wheel. You have bought a nice car, a nice wheel, and then you go to the washing machine and you end up having a rusty disc. What we propose now to our customers is replacing the ball, which is made of iron, the same material as the disc, replacing it with aluminum. The advantage is, from the outlook, there's no rust. You can paint it, you can coat it, you can mark it, and it feels like you're seeing the same type of alloy, just like the wheels. And last but not the least, you also have a weight saving. You replace iron with aluminum. The density of aluminum is 1/3 of the iron, so it's quite an interesting saving. In this case, it's 8 kilogram to 11 kilogram. Innovative thinking for tomorrow also is, how can we manage that the aluminum that we're going to cast, forge, and machine and send to our customers, we can bring it back to our production. At the moment, what we're selling, we're not seeing back. We're buying ingots, and then we're selling parts. Now, the circular economy is of interest for us in the future because it will mean using the same quality of metal. We won't have any loss. The good point of aluminum, it's 100% recyclable. And if we succeed in getting the network to bring back the type of parts to our industry, then we'll be successful in not anymore consuming ingots. That will go step by step, but at one point we need to start. Now, what does a company like us, specialized into automotive supply, would do in the aerospace? We bought a company which is specialized in titanium machining. Titanium machining of forgings, castings, or blocks. The problem we have when we do this is we're getting the parts from the US, we're getting the parts from Asia, from Russia, and then we machine them, and we remove more than 85% of the material to send it back to the customer. We think it's just pure waste. Did you know that on the average, less than 15% of the metal that is worked around the industry for the aerospace is really flying? Can you imagine the potential there for saving? Also, we need to have a look in the future. Do you think that the cars will remain on a 2-dimension and not go in a 3-dimension? Do you think that Airbus is going to continue to have buses fly? I'm in a belief that there could be some movement in this way, and that maybe Peugeot, Citroën, Audi, Airbus would be competitors tomorrow in the mobility vehicles. And this is not a very long-term future. This is already existing in some ways. So to sum up, now we want to do business. We don't want to grow our business. Our idea of growing the business is not to be the best and the stronger. There's always stronger than you. The idea is that everyone feels comfortable with the strategy of the company and feels that, yes, this is the way that I would like to work. Our mission for the future is we want to participate to a cleaner world with less resources, less energy, and less time. Now, the next businesses we take, are we in this mission or not? If not, then we step aside. If yes, then we're very pleased to find solutions. We see a second revolution, and I think in this very shaky world, I would say what I see is opportunities. I see, like the second Renaissance time. So we should take the opportunity with the guidance. And I will end up with this word from the Pope Francis, which is to say, God invites you to dream. He wants you to show that the world can be better with you. Thank you.